All right. We are checking out Jubilee. Is eating animals wrong? Hunters versus vegans. Now, before this video begins, I'm just gonna say I think that it is not wrong to eat meat. It's not wrong. It's fucking circle of life. It's a circle of life. Now they're showing me fucking apparent signs that says that we're like herbivores or whatever the fuck. Whatever. Anyways, let's check this shit out. Let me know what y'all think. Hey, let me just say that it's perfectly normal to be a carnivore or not. Do what you want. Don't bash the other person for doing what they want to do. Eating healthy is a good thing, but just eat healthy at the end of the day. Don't mean you don't have to eat chicken or a steak or whatever the fuck you want to eat. Just be healthy. Let's go.
We were all born like 3 centuries from now. The world has been globalized and like agriculture can reach every corner of the globe. How would that affect, if at all, your views or your choices?
Am I going to be judged if I say not at all?
I became vegan because I could no longer think about eating something that was once living and breathing.
The primary.
Well, that sucks because they'll eat you. They'll possibly eat you. So take that conscience about fucking eating meat and throw it in the garbage. That's a reason to be a vegan.
Me vegan is just always the animal liberation.
I don't fucking fuck with that. How do you say it? That reason. I can't eat something that was once living. Shoot yourself in the foot. They eat each other as we eat. And we're animals. Don't get it twisted. Hey, human beings is animals. We just are sentient. That's it. We're sentient to a different level. And that's why we have all these sweet things that we can do. But we are fucking animals. So don't get it twisted. We're fucking mammals. What's a mammal? A fucking animal.
And the idea that we are trying to push our ideas onto others, that stereotype I've experienced the most.
Hunting is a very hard concept for people to understand. I am in Texas, it's a lot more acceptable, even though being a woman who hunts, people still, have a really hard time with that concept.
I feel like a lot of people think vegans are more effeminate. People will question your sexuality oftentimes.
I mean, my nigga, slash the vegan aside, you look sus. I can hear it in your voice. I'll question this. I don't really give a fuck, but like, I don't think it's because you're a vegan that people think that way. That's all I gotta say.
I grew up in a rural village, living off the land. The way we live is in total respect to the animals, and I think there's so much that people do not know about indigenous culture.
Oh yes, perfect. An indigenous person on the panel. That'll give them hopefully she can bring the necessary perspective. See, that's the thing though. There's a certain thing about overkilling the animals, you know what I'm saying? There's a certain thing about over hunting and whatnot. It exists, it's a real thing. And I think that she's gonna bring a balance on that from her indigenous background. So let's keep going.
My name is Dan.
So I'm kind of a little pissed that there's 2 hunters and then 3 vegans. If that's not trying to push an ideology down on some people, I don't know what is.
I'm queer, I'm vegan, and I'm multiracial.
Hi, my name is Don Marbenz. I've been a vegan for coming on 6 years now. I'm a freelance photographer and I recently moved to the LA area.
My name is Nina. I'm 24. I've been vegan for coming up on 5 years now, and I'm a professional astrologer.
The fuck does that do? What do you do as an astrologer? Someone please tell me. I mean, I understand what it is, but it's like, what the fuck do you do? Do you get paid off that?
Hi, my name is Brittany.
Who's paying y'all?
I'm Kondane from Alaska.
Let's go.
I'm a first generation college graduate, and I went to school in the California area, and I'm currently...
See ya. Part of me doesn't understand the need for people to be like I get it, you know, she's a first generation graduate. She's the first people in the family to like graduate college or whatever she has graduated. But like, what's the point in saying that? What's the point? I mean, I get there's a certain type of pride behind it. I just find that it's a useless thing to like talk about. Yeah, I'm the first generation to do this. Well, maybe the people in your generation just didn't have the chance to do that. Now you've had the chance to do that, and you're doing that. They put you in a better place. That's what life is, right? You put your children in a better place than you've been because you want them to like do better than you. So yeah, there's gonna be a first generation of something, but that's just not. What's the point of fucking? Unless it's something big like the first generation of our family to move to America or to move. No, so sorry, that's your land. But you know what I'm saying? To move, let's say to Europe, and then you build your life there, and you have kids for 5 generations, whatever. That is different. I can understand that. The first generation, the people before that, our family was back there. But hey, I don't know. That's just me. What y'all think about that?
Me on a road trip visiting friends to learn whose land I'm on.
I am Carly. I'm from Texas. I'm a wife, a mom. I also do sales and marketing consulting.
The first prompt is, I care about them. Walk forward.
I agree. Like I said, I eat meat. I love meat, and I agree. Gotta take care of them animals too, man.
Is that surprising to y'all that 2 hunters walked over?
I would love to hear why. Yeah, I would love to hear it.
Hunters have the utmost respect for animals.
Tell
I think
her.
it's a really hard thing for people to see. How can you love something and respect something that you kill? It's just a hard concept, right? Conservation is a big reason why I hunt. It not only provides food for my family, but I can shoot a certain number of deer each year, and that will keep that population and that herd thriving.
I guess I've never really came at this conversation from like an angle of vegans versus hunters. It's always vegans versus meat eaters.
That's true. That's true. That is true. The hunters will let you know how it is, though. Still.
So I understand, in a sense, the respect you have to what you're doing. I just know that I could never do that.
Yeah, and I think
that's good for you, my friend.
My maybe more bigger issues is not with vegans, but it's more people who eat meat that don't understand hunting. So you're going to eat meat that was slaughtered at a factory, but I can't just give a deer one swift, great bullet in the heart where it dies, out where it's supposed to die.
I was one of those people that said I could never even be vegetarian. Like I was probably like the people that you're describing, just, you know, not having a connection to what they're eating. I didn't think of.
I don't have a connection to what I'm eating, and I love what I'm eating. I ain't stopping. But shit, might be better. I'd rather not have a connection. What the fuck do I want to have a connection with my deer?
About it. And then as streaming services go, I found a little documentary through the suggestions.
But it changed your life.
And it changed my life. And like I remember I went to brunch that morning and I had like sausage and egg and like fried cheese. And then that night I watched this documentary. And so that's why I'm vegan, because I can't support like us as an industry and as a populace, like removing the choice from that large of a swath of animal populations just because they're animals.
If there was a solution, like just
What gets to me about people using that train of thought maybe is because, like, bro, you know, if they could, they would. If they could, they would do that. Animals do the same shit we do, they're just not as advanced for their food. You know, the motherfuckers hunt, they watch their food. Like shit, we just overdo it. That's it. That's really it.
the magic happens, the skies part, and all the meat is like done in a way that is humane. Would that make you more inclined to eat meat?
I think that you sort of get into the fundamentals of like, is it humane to kill something? I have to understand and respect and honor that, like in indigenous cultures, you know, there's many reasons why people hunt. We would all be remiss if we didn't admit that, you know, at a time in human history, like we needed animal protein and animal meat to survive. But today, it's not necessarily a necessity.
I was being taught ethical hunting by an ethical hunter. And again, I think that's a harder concept
It is a harder concept to grasp.
here. Because trust me, like they're asshole hunters. But that's what I saw conservation and I saw ethical hunting and I saw why we do it and I saw the food. You know, I haven't bought beef. I mean, in 6, 7 years.
Can I ask you a question that I'm kind of scared to ask?
And we'll see.
So you said that you're a mother, and if you think of like Bambi, do you ever consider the small baby animals that you're taking their parents away from them?
Okay.
You're too goddamn emotional, goddammit. Women too goddamn emotional. Like, Carl this, bro. They'll survive.
Okay. So Bambi doesn't exist. Right. That's a Disney movie. If a mom is there with her yearlings, you would never kill that mom, right? You wait until she kicks them out of the house.
And that's part of like ethical hunting.
That is like, yeah, no one really, like you wait until the babies are kicked out.
I learned from my Tlingit cousins, they're from the southeastern Alaska. They're the ones that invented the fish hook. It was so wide that only a full-grown halibut could get caught. It's a generational thought. You're not just thinking about, oh, I need food tonight. You're like, how do I make sure I protect their natural processes? When fish hooks are made now, anything.
Yeah, it's true. Now it's different. Now they just don't care, and it's just like abundance, 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 abundance.
So many of our pre-colonial traditions were staying in balance with animals. We had so many practices that prevented overhunting. And the people who are living off the land, who are fighting for the land, are getting last priority. We're not allowed to fish if there's commercial fishing. We're constantly being watched and fined. It's constantly having land taken away. If you look at any community, it's constantly happening to them where they're told they're not allowed to do this or eat this. It's all connected. It's all a cycle.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Yep.
If you have a choice of where you get to get your food and where it comes from, and even knowing about it is a privilege.
To have the choice to be vegan, that includes, makeup and clothing and all of these things. And, sustainable clothing, for example, is a top dollar if you're trying to buy it new. And thrifting is great, but some people don't even have access to that. And so I think that choice is...
Yeah, vegan is a whole privileged shit. That's why it doesn't exist everywhere.
Privilege, and veganism is a choice.
I was born in...
I saw it. I should have known. I saw it. Mon cher. Yo, m'ta foutu kala. Oui, mon cher, man. Non, mon cher. Qui l'on fait pas ça comme ça, ma fence, man? Yo. That's pas bon, man. Pas bon, man.
Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And the fact that my parents were able to leave with me when I was just like 1 year old into the States, like really shaped how my life would go. The lifestyle that I'm living is such a stark contrast from the people down in the Caribbean.
I feel like I have to talk about how veganism, especially in the...
It's crazy how she just has to stand in the corner over there. She just has to stand right here in the dark. Lights shining on her. She can't join the conversation. It's funny.
States, and especially in like the global West, has been totally co-opted by, like, I'm just gonna say it, by whiteness. Veganism shouldn't be a privilege, in my opinion, but it is. Like, the world that we live in now, it is.
I don't know enough about being a vegan. I think of it as like something that rich white people do, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know any vegans.
I used to think that as well, but it's not really that.
Yeah, a lot of people also from lower income backgrounds or areas, they also rely on fast food. And that stuff is really cheap because, as far as I understand, the government subsidizes meat and animal products much more than it does vegetables.
When we think about someone who has to work a low-wage job to survive, you also have to think they're probably working more than one job, possibly.
Yeah, to completely survive.
Meals. You want the highest calorie meals because you're working and you're burning so many calories. So when you're saying, why don't you eat more plant-based? You're asking them to change their shopping habits. You're asking them to spend more time.
Tell
You're
them.
asking them to educate themselves. And when you are working that hard, you have to numb yourself. You are eating to survive. That is different than choosing what you're eating.
Facts. Tell them.
And it's
Tell
not
them. Tell
fair to,
them.
like, ask any of those people in survival mode to completely like shift their way of life and learn a whole new lifestyle. And I definitely agree with that. I'm just curious, like, if we were all born like 3 centuries from now, the world has been globalized and like agriculture can reach every corner of the globe, how would that affect, if at all, your views or your choices?
I'm still eating all the
Be
meat.
judged if I say not at all.
I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna eat meat. I don't want to say there's no reason to not eat meat, but there's maybe no reason for me not to eat meat.
I get it.
I'm feeling judged.
I'm not judging,
you
but
know,
but I don't understand.
It's all good, girl. I feel you.
I mean, like, I still cry when I kill something. I mean, I love the animals, but they're still like,
We are all animals. Say it with me now. Human beings are animals. Just because we have a brain that lets us create things like this, create some shit like that, and this fucking glass, this goddamn fucking Febreze. We're still animals. Don't fucking get it twisted. I hate when fucking people don't want to, how do I say this? They don't want to understand. They don't want to understand that we are all animals, and it really gets to me. But anyways,
it's okay to eat one. Everyone's been eating meat forever.
That's true.
And
It's been a
there's
long
never
time
been a
practice.
culture ever that was 100% vegan. They have shifted. They're plant-based and Mediterranean and Buddhist, and they have moved towards a culture who was 100% vegan. I don't think has ever existed.
It sounds like
Yeah,
it's a
no.
natural order kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's
yes,
interesting to hear because I'm firmly of the belief
it's a natural order.
that like we are animals.
Thank you, boy. This is a vegan with his mind on his head. We are animals. Tell him.
So for me, the natural order perspective doesn't hold a lot of water.
Do you guys have pets? Like, and in other parts of the world, what you would consider your pet, some people would eat.
But that's there. I mean, I don't eat my dog, and I hope they don't eat my dog. But that's, I can't worry about someone in China eating dogs. Like, we can all try to make the world a better place. And
It's interesting though because it does kind of challenge the natural order perspective. Like,
Where do you draw the line?
Right.
Something to think about in this conversation too is knowing that even when we eat plants, there's so many people that we're exploiting.
Yes.
The core of this, I think, is just having that respect for your food.
Respect your
fully
food.
agree with that. I think it's such a falsehood when vegans say cruelty-free. The avocados that I eat, were harvested by people that are being exploited. So
Do you guys consider hunting a privilege?
Yes.
everything a privilege to a point, right? A lot of people are going literally in their backyard, shooting something, processing it in their house, and putting it right on the table for their family. Like, that to me is beautiful. Hunting can be really expensive. You basically have to have a huge ranch, or you have to spend a ton of money to hunt on someone else's ranch. And then I think what a lot of people see are, right, the trophy hunters and the going over to Africa and hunting. I have not done that yet. That does not mean that I am not for it or against it. I
So
do
she wants to
know
go.
that tourism in Africa is a huge moneymaker for them. I mean, those villages are really poor, and having an entire animal and multiple animals that hunters give them it's big for them.
My question with that would just be, why would it have to be a tourist? It kind of just sounds like the white savior complex narrative.
I love vegans for this shit, man. They always fight that.
Because we're willing to pay a load of money.
I remember reading a statistic about like a single elephant in its lifetime can garner over $1 million just from photographic tourism. One single elephant's ivory is about $21,000. So just that in itself, like to me, is evidence that like non-violent tourism, like non-trophy hunting tourism, like is just as lucrative, if not more lucrative than trophy hunting.
Yeah. I feel with that. Oh, this ain't no. Oh.
Come on, Brittany. I had to repeat.
If this was asked first, I would have disagreed. But after hearing your story, it is necessary to an extent.
If you're hunting for food, then you're saying that your life is more important than that other animal's life. And that is more reasonable to me than saying that your pleasure or your
What? Isn't her whole thing about being a vegan is that we're not necessarily better than the animal? But then she just said that if you think you're better and you need food, then it's okay.
trophy or whatever is more
Okay.
important than an animal's life.
There's also safety, which I now realize, and it's like almost 2 hours if you needed a medical emergency evacuation. So yeah, I don't know any killing besides safety. Food, and then we still try to make the most out of the body and the fur, and we'll try to like feed it to the dog team. So
There is just the biology of land, and there's biology of carrying capacity, and there's biology of how these animals have to be, taken care of. I know that if people are not hunting,
I understand what she's saying.
we're going to starve. There's not enough food, there's not enough water, there's not enough shelter. So to me, I will take one for the team, and I will shoot a few deer this year to keep the land in check and the ecosystem in check.
I don't disagree that
Damn.
maintaining equilibrium of an ecosystem is
That's a good reason, though. I can't even
That
lie.
would be like, what's actually sitting at the root
I can't even
cause
lie.
of the deer overpopulation? Is the root cause that people aren't hunting enough, or is the root cause that their land is being taken away? But me making assumptions, hunting is a band-aid solution.
Like, I wish I could answer a very smart and based on data.
Yeah.
Done. I mean, look at Los Angeles and Dallas, and where are animals going?
Right.
They're dying. But what is the solution? I don't know.
the U.S. a lot of the times has tried to
Animals are dying.
decide what animals need to go or not without the guidance of indigenous people who have been doing this for thousands of years and who have relationships with the animals. There are solutions, there are people that know it, and we need to push people in power to uplift voices who have this knowledge.
How about just give the knowledge? My diet is healthier. Of course, the vegans will go for it. Oh, not all of them. Interesting. I don't think anyone's healthier, to be honest. I think anyone's is
Healthier than what? I chose to come up here because my diet is healthier than when I was not eating a vegan diet. I love a Beyond Burger. Is that healthier than eating rice, beans, and collard greens every day? No, it's not. Do I believe that eating plant-based is healthier than eating animal products? Yes.
And if you're super, super intentional and informed
It's
about what
fake.
you're putting in your body, then it's going to be healthier than someone
It's fake.
who's not.
That's also healthier on an
Fake food. I hate fake food. But hey, eat what you want. I just don't like fake food myself.
emotional and mental
That's just me.
level.
Myself and I.
There's this detachment, this emotional detachment that you're going through when you're eating an animal, and that to me is emotionally unhealthy. I think awareness is one of the healthiest things that we can have.
Hold on. I'm trying to hear what you just said.
Eating an animal's detachment, this emotional detachment that you're going through when you're eating an animal, and
There's an emotional detachment? How? Where? There's a piece of chicken. I feel an emotional attachment to this chicken because, damn, that's stuck on my, because it tastes good and it helped my sustenance. So I don't know what the fuck this girl's talking about an emotional detachment. That's just you trying to, I don't know, man, sensitive ass woman trying to say something. I don't know what you're trying to say, but I don't feel your detachment. I feel good. This chicken has, what's wrong? my sustenance, I tell you. But hey, I'm just one man who knows nothing, right?
And that to me is emotionally unhealthy. I think awareness is one of the healthiest things that we can have.
Yeah, I can agree with that. You gotta be aware of everything.
I know if you like search veganism like online, especially on YouTube, you can see very dangerous vegan diets being like just told to like a massive audience of like young impressionable people. Like, but like Oreos are vegan, Twizzlers are vegan, and it's been 1 a.m. and I'm down to sleep of Oreos. I'm just like, why did I do that?
Just wait till you're 30.
Yeah, I'm 24, so I feel like I'll just keep on kicking. I don't know.
Coming here, I want to be very careful in extremes. Like my meat is, that I don't know you, I don't know you, I don't know you. I believe the meat I eat is better than what you would get at McDonald's. I think it would be
Probably.
hard.
Definitely, most likely.
Like it seems like so much work.
There's a learning curve.
It's not hard in the grand scheme of things. I feel a lot better putting in the work because I feel more empowered, I guess you could say. The definition of veganism is just as far as what is practicable and possible. It's all about doing your best.
Hey, thank you.
I think she said a lot of stuff that was a little stupid. Maybe had a couple good points, but overall stupid. I think that whole discussion is stupid. Eat your meat. Eat your plants. Eat whatever you want to eat. We've been eating meat for eons. And now we should stop? Why? I don't get it. But my thoughts are nothing. No. Y'all, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about this. And let's keep it pushing.